death cap for that death crown power. Should be very interesting. I do like Sandbox's composition. It's E-bong. And look, no translation required. It's all onomatopoeia, you know?
Yeah.
You just walk up to them.
Jeez, that's
bong.
amazing.
Bop him on the head. Oh, fantastic. Keen, he's going to hang out bottom side as, oh my goodness, it's going to be a 4v5 in the brush.
ARAM. Wait,
yeah, they send the message later. It's like, next game, meet me bottom lane. Let's go.
Where's Spirit going?
Spirit's going into the enemy jungle as both of them put the wards down.
Standoff.
Yeah, but a Freaka win, right? Because they have the Lilia hanging out in the enemy jungle, able to get some vision down if she'd like to.
Do it, Spirit. Throw down a ward. He's going to wait, probably, so that he gets a better timed ward. There he goes, places it.
Might be that you can see the pings out on the red buff.
I love the prancing of the Lilia.
Yeah. The legs look pretty spindly, you know?
Oh, for sure. It's Bambi.
Yeah. Okay, OnFleek gonna face check the Lilia, but she misses her Q, and there's an orb. As now Spirit gets into the river, and so always a speed boost for a deer as they get to the river. Absolutely untrue, by the way.
Still here. He wants to steal the Raptors. We saw this the last time. Lilia is amazing at doing Raptors.
Yep, a lot of AoE available here as OnFleek pokes his head around. He's like, dang it! It's like, what? It's taking my popcorn chicken. And Spirit will be able to grab it there, just waving his wizard wand around. It's Keen now. Let's see how much pressure he can exert onto this Ornn before he just builds too much armor for the Crocodile to do anything. See whether Godzilla is going to exist in this game. Nogari showed us that Renekton is extraordinarily powerful. I was watching the Suning versus V5 game in the break, and they're first picking Renekton over there. LPL all about the old Renekton. Not sure how the game went, actually, because I had to do that thing, that commentary thing. So I wasn't actually able to check that one out. You guys probably had a look. As Root and Gorilla just trying to hold on to the minion wave as Mystic back on the Caitlyn, feeling much better, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to enjoy this a bit. There's the Ipang. Down onto the red. Here comes OnFleek. He's angry.
Yep, Spirit doesn't have Smite, so he's taking a lot of damage here. This red buff is being very annoying. Just trying to kite around. Yeah.
Ooh.
OnFleek for a wraparound. Mystic already down to 300, and OnFleek's not going to be seen until very late. There we go. Ben gets a really good shield, and the Facebreaker is avoided on both sides. What a disaster. Loosen Singularity to slow down the set. Spirit is just prancing his way in.
So fast.
Yep, Bambi makes an entrance, but otherwise not able to do too much.
Looks like water walking.
It might have been Nimbus Cloak as well, as he may have smited just to get himself there faster. There we go. Oh, nailed the first Q. Face broken. As Spirit E-bung. No, there's the flash afterwards, and our red buff is going to kill him anyway. So flash unnecessary, but yeah, that was an ooh.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
He was trying to stay just out of the range of the Facebreaker, and he got in range. That was the end.
Yeah.
That was really it, right? He just
he didn't want to be in range, but then he was, and that was bad.
He was playing with fire. He was trying to outplay OnFleek, but kind of failed in the process. And
so
that
outplayed
Bambi
himself a little bit.
Spirit just takes those little Bambi legs and cracks it in half.
Snapped.
A little bit of a Monka W.
Yeah.
But that's essentially what happened for poor Lilia here.
Yeah, just E-bunging. The good old Rift Scuttler is Keen. Winning in the, I guess, health bar race up against Summit, but Summit happy to build some items and just chill.
He's back, taking the Raptors. He's such a pest, this Lilia.
Yeah. So is actually able to take them down as Keen spots that there are some Krugs, and Spirit's like, my wizard wand. Come on, let's E-bung them. Yeah, there we go. Love it. So Spirit not deterred by the fact that he died to the set 1v1 after picking the fight, and he's now just going to continue farming things out, largely Set's jungle. And the really cool thing about Lilia into Set is that Set struggles to farm very quickly in comparison. more picked for his ganks rather than his ability to clear the jungle. And you can see a couple of camps ahead already is Spirit, despite the fact that he had to spend some time in the death chamber.
Spotted on the ward. You could see that they pinged it, actually. Red team did, so they know that he was spotted. And here it is. You're just trying to be right on the edge, but he gets clipped there on the corner. You see he moves back, trying to avoid Haymaker, but that's really it. Not much else to say about that. He's just trying to... Wow, okay, on fleek.
X flashing.
He's angry.
Trying to give Spirit a heart attack. He may have. It looked a little bit frightening to me, and I saw it coming. As Fly finds some wild cards. Gold card comes in as well, but you can see these orbs from Fate really starting to hurt. Spirit will take down his own popcorn chickens as well. Raptors just do not stay alive for very long here in this game, as on fleek he's waiting oh so patiently as this wave is going to push forward from the Twisted Fate.
Yeah.
He wants to go home. He wants none of it.
Both sides kind of know where the junglers are because they just spotted each other in the jungle, so he's like, well, I can't approach this wave even though my lane is pushing. So he's going to get denied a lot of CS in the mid lane, actually, as long as Fate holds on to that freeze that he does have.
See, Mystic went for the Berserker's Greaves. Wants to be able to move away from any incoming sets. Don't blame him. Some brown bags for Ben. And Fate now with the wave in a very nice spot. You can see he's not using his Q on it. Just trying to hold it here. Very comfortably not having to worry about Lilia.
Yeah, Lilia right now, Spirit over Fly in terms of farm because of the way that mid lane went, as Fate is just casually 20 CS ahead, as Spirit is also 22 CS ahead on fleek. So we have some pretty obvious advantages in terms of CS in a couple of the different roles, as this jungle is not on fleeks.
Yeah,
it's Keen and Spirits.
Yeah, the Raptors are available, and therefore they're going to die as Keen grabs himself the red buff. There's Dominus as well. Flash forward, stun comes down. Spirit should be able to help grab this one, and yep, I believe the Lilting Lullaby came out. No, it didn't. He held onto it. It's just the passive. So still has that one for any other gank opportunities. Now that he's level 6, he can actually gank because he has some form of CC in his kit.
Yeah.
Okay, so good start here for a Freaka.
Yeah, and they may follow up on that one too, because Summit used his flash, his ult, way too late, by the way. I think the second you see Lilia, you probably want to try to just throw that one out, but took way too much. He's losing so much farm. Keen is going to get so far ahead. And so Spirit could potentially just go up top again and say, well, yeah, sure, on fleek, take the dragon, take my red buff, take my bottom side jungle, I don't care. I have a lot of top side pressure from my Renekton that just got ahead, so I'll take the Rift Heralds, look to gank, and be in an awesome spot here for my team.
Yeah, exactly. See whether the Spirit's going to take that long to do it. Looks like there's going to be no one in the area. Triple control ward surrounding this Herald pit, and as you can see, Keen is like, yeah, he's right next to this turret.
Renekton is such a bully.
He is.
That's not fair.
All right. The outer hasn't been taken yet. Of
Here
course.
we go.
It's 8.5 minutes into the game. There's Swirl Seed, not going to connect. Summon just gets out of the way. Let's see whether they go for some sort of dive, as Rift Herald's just going to be put down, and Summit's just going to be asked politely to leave.
Yeah. Don't even have to go for the gank. Don't even have to take the risk.
As there it is. All the rest of those turret plates are taken, and Keen gets rid of the other minion wave as well in between the turrets. 30 CS going to be the lead for the Renekton. Is there anything Renekton can't do?
The last couple of days have been so good for Renekton, man.
Oh, dear.
It's been so good. Really showing his power, his true ability to dominate lanes.
It's just like scaling's died. Like, it's just scaling's over. Yeah. We used to say it in 2019. It was a dirty word until it was the only word. And now, I don't even think that we should mention scaling anymore.
I mean, if a better team is going to play the Renekton and actually use his advantages this well, then sure, looks good. As
Spirit prances over on fleek. There's the face breaker, flashes out of the way. Destiny comes in, Swirl Seed connects. But Spirit not able to enter anymore because, of course, he is extraordinarily squishy. Runic Echo's completed. But you can see on Fleek, he's got his Cinder hold. He's not doing too badly. His Summit's like, yeah, nah, don't really want anything to do with this Renekton. Bit of an old school skin. I like it. Haven't seen this one for a while. It's one of my favorites from back in the day. It was very cool when it came out. It sort of had more polygons than most other skins in the game. So we're just watching the prance. I'm really glad that like Lilia, especially early on in the game, is extraordinarily squishy because I feel like it fits thematically with what she looks like.
I feel like they try to do that, right? If you are a really buff goat dude, you're probably not going to be squishy,
Is that
right?
Orn?
Yeah, that's Orn. Really buff goat dude.
Goats and deers in this game.
And if you're like this big crocodile guy that's got a big axe and it looks like, you know, he's probably going to do a lot of damage and be annoying, that's Renekton, right? If you have a big wand... Yeah, he took the blue. That's kind of unfortunate. You got a big wand and you have legs that are, you know, absolutely tiny, then you're probably going to be squishy and do a lot of magic damage. So Riot does a good job with that.
Yep, worked out. So Spirit hopefully going to be able to build towards Leandri's as soon as possible. Feels like Lilia does 0 damage without it, but once she does have that item, things definitely work out as can't dodge everything apparently, but Mystic will have that double shield coming out from the Elementalist Lux. And Spirit, yeah, no, you're not taking Raptors from Spirit, man. He's Lilia. The Raptor killer extraordinaire.
Yeah. Now, I think here for Sandbox, because the top lane went pretty poorly, and the jungle has also been kind of ravaged here. I think they just got to sit back and try to scale, right? They have the Ornn, they have Syndra, and, well, Syndra's not really a scaling champion, but...
bonk.
Definitely going to have some value against at least 4 of the members on the side of Afrika who aren't going to be super tanky and is going to get an Ornn item on top of the Jhin, who will as well. But problem is you're also going up against a Caitlyn down on the bottom side who can scale pretty incredibly. So we'll have to wait and see. Afrika definitely in a great spot here. They're going to pick up the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, comfortably too. Mountain Soul going to be the one this game as Ben looks for a Lucent Singularity. Does not find it. On Fleek's here in position. Don't know whether he was spotted. Actually, I believe he was. Mystic will see him there. All right, this is interesting. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, hanging out. Now I'm going to just look for some camps. Blue buff available. That's where he's going to be. So Summit managed to get himself some turret plates. That's good news. But Spirit's taking the topside jungle again. It's just a sad day to be set if he wants things from his own jungle.
He backed away, said, well, I'm spotted, so I'll just let them have this one. I'll steal the next 5 or 6 of them. The bottom lane, once again, looking pretty good here for the Caitlyn lane. Caitlyn Lux really annoying to deal with. You can see that Sandbox tried to go for budget Caitlyn Lux, which is Jhin Karma, and doesn't feel so great. Does okay in the lane. You can see it's relatively even, but it doesn't feel just as good as even the support Karma. You know, it has a lot of power in the lane, but it's going to have a lot less items compared to what like a mid or a top Karma can bring. So it's not going to hit those levels either.
And I mean, Karma's picked in the bottom lane for the laning phase.
Yeah.
So if you lose the laning phase, that's why it's sad. And you're exactly right. Has far less of that value.
So
but maybe they would have been losing way more had that been the case. There's a Flash Gold card as Fate flashes out. Flash for Flash.
I gotta
probably take that.
Gotta watch some Godzilla movies to get some references after how much Renekton we're seeing and how many times he's getting fed and carrying games.
I'd recommend like the 90s one. I really like the 90s one. I think it was 90s anyway.
It's probably from like 1978.
No, it's not 1978. I promise you. It had Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy?
Yeah, he did the song, which was, it sampled Led Zeppelin. It was actually super sick. The du-du-dun, 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 that one.
It sounds like a fun...
It's a great song.
A fun combo for a Godzilla movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to check that out.
The Collective might be able to tell you which year it's from. Do you guys remember which year it's from, guys? 1997.
Interacting with chat, Atlas Poggy.
I mean, the Collective knows all. I don't know like how quickly they had that one available. I don't even know whether it was true. I just saw the 1997.
I think it's from 1883.
It's 1993, Kappa. It's 1995. Okay, now we just have everything.
Yeah. The second you taunted them, and they clapped back.
42,069. That's
wow,
that's an extraordinarily large number.
Maybe he's talking about BC.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen. What would be the storyline of a Godzilla movie made at that time? Is our son still alive at that point?
Yes,
so I think our son's still got 1 million or 2 years in it.
Be sure.
Yeah, at least 1 million or 2. That's actually far shorter than it should be. Never mind. Okay, Afrika, take us out of this lull state. We've been talking about Godzilla movies for a really long time, and not a whole lot has happened. As, yep, that wave is going to be cleared. Congratulations to Fate. Does that. Fly's just sitting here talking to himself as OnFleek's going to find a control ward. And 1 minute's time, we'll have a fight around a Mountain Drake. So, any other movies you want to see?
There's that new Christopher Nolan movie coming out.
Oh, yeah?
Wasn't it supposed to come out already? I thought it was like July of 2020, actually.
What's it called?
I forget the name. It's just, it had this crazy trailer where I couldn't even begin to describe it to you. Like, things were moving backwards in real time.
What?
And the whole point is to, like, for the people to be like, what is this? You know, like, so you get really hyped for it. And
Tenet?
Yeah, Tenet. I don't know. I don't know. That might even be out, like, on Netflix or something. I don't even know.
I got no idea. I knew nothing about this movie, but I'm excited for it. The June movie's coming out soon. We need to see that. That's going to be sick. Are we allowed to see it?
Oh, you said June. I thought you said June. That's the Australian coming out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what
that
way
happens sometimes.
What way do you say it?
Dune. Like hard
Dune?
Yeah.
Dune?
Dune, yeah.
But Dune for
So
me
you're
is like
June.
Bonnie Doon, like D-O-O-N. That's what Dune is.
Oh, we just always pronounce D the same way, usually. Usually, I had to throw the usually in there because
it's the U that's the issue. I don't think it's
probably.
the D. Don't blame the D. It's the U.
Yeah.
You've got the problem. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Here we go. We might have a fight. We might
could.
have action.
I mean, Keen's just going to walk at him. Destiny right into the middle as the gold card's going to come out. It's a decent W.
Whoa.
Coming through from the Jin as a massive ram goes on forward. But now Keen, he really is super bored. Wants to fight this one out. Massive damage coming out from Afrika there as Spirit got his passive on everyone and dived on forward. That's how you use the Lilia. Absolutely fantastic. No health bars left on Sandbox's side, and I think this Mountain Drake should go over to Afrika. Root gonna poke his face in. It's very dangerous.
Saw Godzilla turn right around.
Yeah, man.
He knows about that. He's seen the movies, unlike Valdez. And yeah, this is gonna be
I've seen all of them, actually.
You've seen all of them?
Yeah, apart from the Japanese ones, the originals, which
When did
is
those
actually really sad. I think it's like 70s or something like that. Godzilla's like, that's a bit of a staple.
Yeah, well, you see here that this is what a TF can do, especially if you have stopwatch. Just hop in, drop it down. Amazing call of the Forge God here. But where's the follow-up? 0 people come in. Keen spots a weak enemy, and he goes in on a weak enemy. Spirit lines them all up. Everything is lined up in this fight on both sides. It's just that Afrika got the much more effective engage out of Keen there. And everybody gets so low that they just have to back away. There weren't actually any kills because, of course, we are still in a little bit of a lull state. And there it is. That's the Drake going the way of Afrika.
So Mountain secured. Not a lot of tanky bodies on the side of Afrika. Keen's going to be building mostly damage. Although going for a slightly different build than the builds we've been seeing. Into what looks like a Titanic Hydra, potentially, unless he's just going to grab Asterix as that second item, be a little bit more of a team fight threat, and hold on to the Tiamat. Could make some sense. Leandri's is done, so Spirit now does damage. be very scared. His lilting lullaby in that last team fight was very, very good. Super hard to identify, as that is a super dead Mystic. And Ben has to flash as well because he decided to get a little bit too far forward. There's the Destiny. Gorilla's going to get knocked back. The final spark, not even necessary, because that was a solo kill out of Keen, actually. Good knock up as the Crocodile's being corralled. He should be taken down. Here is now Spirit off to the side, unable to get anything done as another lilting lullaby. Gets some CC, but otherwise not too much more. She's just going to gallop her way back into her forest. See whether Sandbox can make use of this. Root trying to take down this turret. Is on fleek off to the side. Hex flash in. There's the showstopper, and they will kill the Lilia very comfortably. And the Haymaker just helps keep on fleek alive. He'll wander on out, and he'll be absolutely fine. Mid turret goes down, and Sandbox fighting back. They are still 1,000 gold down. However, looking better and better as this game goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is... Keen, he looks really angry today, by the way. I don't know what's going on. Angry maybe that they lost that first game, or the second game, rather. And you can see Mystic here. This all starts off where he's just sitting here on Vision. Great lineup by Fate. And he can't even react on time. He's still got Flash. And then Keen's like, how about a 1v3, mates? Goes in, gets the one, but they're drawn so far out of position. And I know that Ornn isn't played so often nowadays, but the amount of value you get when everybody's pulled out of position like that and nobody's got Flash, you're going to be able to line them up and chase them down. So executes that one. It's 4-on-3. And then Set, again, I mentioned it here, one of the best at diving mid lane turrets. You've got the Hex Flash. You go in, you suplex them back. I don't know why Root flashed there. I don't think
sometimes
he's ever really going to... Well, he had his crit, right, with his fourth shot, but...
yeah, didn't do quite enough damage.
Yeah, didn't quite work out there.
Summit looking for an extra level, and then he's going to divvy out some items over to the Jhin, and likely to Fate, who does have, you can see the cheeky needlessly large rod. He's going to rush towards a Rabadon's so that Summit can boost the right item. Of course, the Death Crown just so much better than the Luden's Pulse. So hopefully that's what he's doing. As Roots is clearing waves pretty comfortably. Still big gold leads as far as the top side of the map for Afrika. But bottom side and mid lane, it's all about Sandbox. And we'll see whether Fate can continue to be sort of the powerhouse for this team.
Yeah, whenever Sandbox are winning, it's because usually Fate is carrying pretty hard. And he doesn't have any of the kills, but he has set up multiples of them. He's got the most XP in the game. He had a fantastic laning phase. I mean, he just kind of dunked on Fly here in game number 3. And yeah, he doesn't have the kills, but he's given them over to his Jhin. So that's definitely going to feel pretty nice, as he also has the most CS in the game.
Yep.
Production
that Swell Seed does some work. Yeah, he does. Got a lot of CS, a lot of experience. Syndra looking good. But these Swell Seeds, man, gotta be careful.
They're swirling.
Yeah. Looking for that. As the Mountain Drake, looks like Afrika are going to give up on it. Another Swell Seed. Not going to. Oh, is going to connect to Fate as now the Destiny comes on forward. This Mountain Drake is going to be secured, but now can Afrika actually take a fight? Call the Forge God is not going to come back. As Fly from the backside, I think he still has his stopwatch. His final spark comes on in. Fly goes golden, as you can see. The Set already taken down, as now Ben trying to frontline alongside Keen. And Summit in the backline has been left to the Wolves. Or make it the Deers. As the Caitlyn eventually grabs the kill onto the Goatman himself. As Gorilla is going to escape for the minute, but Afrika do win themselves the fight. Provide themselves about a 3,000 gold lead.
It was a pretty broken down fight in that one, as the Renekton moved in and immediately got booped up and didn't get too much value until later on in the fight, but there was just amazing damage coming out of both Spirit and Mystic in that one. Fly had a fantastic engage at the same time from behind, as he eventually did go into his stopwatch. Really good timing on that one, so he's kind of doing his job as support TF in this one. You can see that they're just going to line it up here, as Keen just goes straight forward, gets booped back, but then Fly comes in and threatens a miss on the Forge God as well. That was really unfortunate. So
Yeah, I think
they get the
actually,
stun onto Fate, and then the wild cards really just chunk him out. So he has to be out of the fight not doing damage, which is really unfortunate. The immediate exhaust onto Root as well gets him away from the fight. And as you mentioned, Summit 1v5. Not going to work out.
Nope. Spirit was just prancing around him. And starting to do a lot of damage, even to the tanks. In fact, that's what Lily is really good at. Just does a lot of percent health damage. So you build health, you're going to have a rough time. He does have an Abyssal Mask, but I don't think it's going to be enough, even though it has been ornified. Swell Seeds are so cute. This is like, I don't know, reminds me of Wii bowling.
Yeah, it is a bowling ball. It's the first thing I think of when I see it.
Wii bowling was great, by the way.
Yeah.
Really, really good. In fact, Wii Sports in
enjoyable.
general, phenomenal.
They had a good thing going with that.
They really did.
Yeah.
Even the music was good. I loved the golf. Golf was
The
really
golf was
good.
great. The amount of damage that Spirit has done, I think, is turning some heads to the ability of the Lilia. Keep in mind that she also got killed in a couple of really unfortunate circumstances relatively early on in the game, and is still having a pretty good effect on this one. Once she gets that Zhonya's, she's got the stopwatch and the arm guard now, so she can effectively use that in the next fight. But once she has that for every single fight, her effectiveness is going to go way through the roof as well.
What I want is for Spirit to also complete a Rylai's, so whenever the poke lands, you get double Leandri's value. And also, you have a bit of extra tankiness.
Yeah, it's so easy to land AoE as well. I love how Jonah Strong is just following all these little things falling out. And yeah, I mean, you're going to be AoEing everybody and doing percent damage. That's really what she's about, you know. She's not going to burst you down or anything like that. She's going to get into your backline, and everybody's just going to be ticking down like, you know, they're on fire, like they're all ignited or something. So she's been effective in that. In these front-to-back team fights, she has been having a lot of success.
And Freaka on the back of it, going to be a almost 3,000 gold in the lead. As you can see, Root building towards his Storm Razor. That one's already been completed here by Mystic, who's looking for an Infinity Edge. It's on fleek just once again, clearing out control wards around the Baron. 2 dragons apiece. This game is very close, and it feels like we've just gone back to the OG LCK, you know? It's started to feel like we don't really have the lull states anymore. Feels like this game has turned into a permanent lull state.
Well, yeah, there's only been 9 kills in 27 minutes. Very different from what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
And the day before that.
We've had some
you and I have been casting for 3 days in a row. That's
I know.
It's very strange.
Started to slow down at the end here. I think we're getting tired or something like that. As Summit's going to burn down. You see, the Leandris does work against these tanky units, even though there is some magic resist built up. Root. Oh, Swell Seed very, very close. As Keen just throws down the ulti. Looking to try and lock down Root, but he's very fast on the Jhin, so I think that might have been a wasted R button. Unless Keen can find his way forward. Swell Seed actually somehow manages to land onto Gorilla there. There's a bit of a combo from Ben, but this is not mid lane Lux this time. They just can't quite get the poke to stick. Gorilla, I think, is doing a great job shielding.
See that?
All right.
There's a little
ulti comes out, exactly. Root gonna have to get out of the way of that one. Double knock-up from the Call of the Forge God. They're looking to try and burst down the dragon, and Jhin is the one that actually grabs it somehow. So Soul Point now belongs to Sandbox as a Freaka, not actually able to start any sort of fight. Felt really against the flow of play, but
yeah,
I guess, you know, against the flow of play would have been actually some people dying. But we once again have a little bit of a stalemate. Fate also has a Luden's Pulse, which is really sad, as he also has 2 sticks. Could have been turned into a much better item. But I guess Sandbox just wanted to have as much power at that time in order to get that Mountain Drake.
Yeah, must be. And they're going to regret that, I suppose, coming into the later stages of this game as we're almost passing the 30-minute mark. We're leaning back in our rocking chairs.
No, I'm not. I'm on the edge of my seat.
You know.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
I'm in fact standing.
Nobody died in that last fight.
No, they didn't.
Just only Dragon
Dragon definitely died. In fact, jungle camps are dying left, right, and center.
True.
Because Spirit is here. Ooh, clear out that vision.
They used Mikhail's for that.
Interesting.
There's a lot of respect for the lockdown there.
Cool. Mystic. Finds Summit.
Double Mountain Drake Ornn is unbelievably tanky. I mean, Mystic has his power spike essentially with 3 items.
Oh my god!
It's great against Gorilla.
Mystic is going to be able to run around and get himself out of the way, but on fleek, he's looking for it. Facebreaker comes in, there's the showstopper, but he's all alone, and Mystic's just going to shoot him down. On fleek should be dying here as Keen in the backline is going to be able to go 1 versus 4 and smash down almost 2 people. As in goes Spirit. There's all of that dot damage. And it doesn't even really need an ultimate, as now he's just prancing. Triple kill for Lilia. And I have to shout out Keen there for just being the biggest nuisance in a backline I've ever seen. Because the set engage, I mean, yes, it was very forced, but it looked like it was going to work. And then there was a crocodile, and then it was over.
Yeah, they got zoned by Keen alone, essentially, as we're going to break this one down once again. So Keen, in the beginning, he immediately chunks Gorilla, but what's more important than that is that he gets out of position. So this baits on fleek into a really deep spot. So watch Keen. He's like, okay, on fleek's in the back. I'm just sitting here in the front. Waits for his time. Hits it.
Oh my god.
And gets in and spams down onto Gorilla. Goes down in the end, but you can see that actually Spirit really took over this fight. Once it was broken up, he was able to follow up the Renekton, who took all the aggro and land a bunch of, what's it called, Dream Dust?
Yep.
Onto everybody. And
Dream Dust, yeah.
Then he just went to work as...
And he put them all to sleep. And then he e-bunged them.
Yeah, so I want to see what he bought. Notice he bought the Zhonya's and then sold it. So he's like, well, I still have stopwatch.
Rylai's.
Let me buy a straight-up Rylai's. That is definitely the right decision. Good job by Spirit, and it's exactly what you wanted, Atlas. It's going to be so good. The value, the multipliers.
It's my favorite item combo in the game, actually, Rylai's and Leandri's. I used to play Zyra a lot, and that would be all I'd build. Because it means you can miss all of your skill shots, and as long as your plants are shooting them, you do 1 trillion damage. It's so good.
Use your ultimate just to empower your plants. Like,
oh yeah, that's what I do. It's like actually a buff to your plants.
Yeah.
That's you don't need to hit people with it. You don't need that. People think that
cares
it's like
about
huge
the
burst damage.
No.
Nah, it's not about that.
Well, we got a sniper here on the Rift with a Last Whisper.
Yep.
And a QSS after that last fight.
Mega high value double ward positioning. Mystic going to get all of that money as Fly Split pushing on the bottom side, as TF loves to do. Rabbidan's Death Cap and Baludin's Pulse now completed for Fate, so he does have a fair bit of damage, but would have had more if the upgrade had been on the correct item. Maybe sell the Ludens.
Whoa.
Re-upgrade, buy a new... I don't even know whether that works. I don't play enough Horn to know.
Say probably. I haven't played. I think I played like 3 games of Ornn.
I think you lose
this year.
You lose 2,000 gold if you do that as the Swirl Seed. Sails by. Now I kind of wish Spirit had have played the Lilia up against T1. I sort of looked at the global stats and looked at what Lilia's been capable of and been like, well, I don't think she's going to offer enough, but I guess if you can make the game get to 35 minutes, she looks pretty nutty, and now she's actually got a health bar.
She's got this... The Swirling Seeds, you know, we were kind of talking about how cute they are. They're not cute anymore.
No.
They land the slow and they burn for so much health. It doesn't matter who you are. And here we go. Mountain Drake is going to be taken by Mystic. There's nobody to get in and challenge this one. So both teams on soul points.
Heals that one by himself. Root very close to 6 items. Not quite there yet. Mystic, he's got a Last Whisper and a QSS. Not a lot of item slots remaining, but will have the ability to chunk down Summit a little bit more effectively, as well as get out of some of the CC that is going to be available here from Sandbox at a very, very long range, so you can understand exactly why he wants to do that. Mystic getting some autos onto on-fleek. Haymaker now on cooldown. The Spirit wants to get some of that poke through, soften up this Ornn. But that bowling ball is just going to find a minion. But Afreak are actually doing a pretty decent job of spreading Sandbox out, despite the fact that they don't have the Baron buff. or anything like that is going to be available in 2.5 minutes. As Root is trying to find something there. Looked very aggressive what he was doing. As that's real sad. Oh, walked back for it, still didn't get it. Cannon Crit goes begging. And Afrika, they're going to back away. 4 minutes until the Mountain Drake. Both teams on soul point. Everyone very tanky. Just mountains everywhere.
Yeah, we're just stacking the mountains, stacking the items. We have definitely entered the late game as Keen eventually goes into a bit more tanky of a build.
Yep.
Definitely is going to be looking for those backlines, and he's really the one frontliner of his team, so it's not like he was going to go like play to the Rune King or anything like that. As we have seen from some of the other Renekton's, most damage currently in the game goes to Lilia. Certainly has been doing some insane team damage in every single one of these fights.
Yeah, if she swirls around and gets her like her deer decimates.
Deer decimates.
Yeah. Peacemaker comes in, not looking very peaceful at all. As On Fleek is going to find Spirit. There's the showstopper, but Spirit just uses his Onyas. Now Fly. He's going to be able to catch out Fate there, and now Spirit's dancing on top. Lilting Lullaby comes in, but flash over the wall to get Fate out of the way. On Fleek now just going to get up towards the minion wave, and very defensive there from Afrika, but it looks like they want more. There are multiple backs coming through, and Mystic is still just killing minions everywhere he can. Lord Dominic's Regard actually completed. Not really worried about denying any of the healing because there's just not a lot of it. On the side of Sandbox, I like the decision. As everything that's about sustain is really shields through the Karma, so you really don't need things like Morello or the Mortal Reminder. Feels like teams have certainly figured that out
Yeah.
a little bit more than they used to.
We've got there. We've got some other item purchases that do come in.
Yep, Ardent Sensor done for Ben as well. Not only is it a great item for Mystic, but also a very efficient one stat-wise. It's good news. 26 seconds on the Baron. Maybe there'll be a fight? Probably not.
Whoa.
Nah,
don't get ahead of yourself.
I don't want to be too crazy. 1,500 damage per crit here from Root. And every time Rapid Fire Cannon comes up, you get very, very scared of whoever's going to be bopped by this Jhin. Especially if he can grab it on a 4th bullet, which is very hard to do.
Sandbox have grouped up. They're like, well, we want to exert some pressure and not just let you move into the Baron pit for free.
Teleport. Out of vision of Sandbox. There's the Destiny. Summit sets up the Ornhorn as Fly gets into position, but Keen already into the backline as the Showstopper comes down. He's got a stopwatch. Fly looking for the right target for that gold card. Oh my god, the AoE out from this Lilia puts everyone to sleep, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end. The Ornn, however, the front line has been removed by Afrika, and now they set up looking for another one. Mystic's free hitting. There's now Ben off to the side. You can see Lilia just dancing, prancing, having a great time all over Sandbox. Triple kill for Mystic. Ace in the hole comes down. Fate gonna get chunked, but more importantly, his position has been given away. Spirit, look at that. Just looking beautiful as he goes golden, posing for the camera. And Afrika might actually just look to end the game because these death timers are extremely long.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had death timers this long, but 38.5 minutes, Afrika finally do it. They open it up, they get Sandbox into a position to get flanked by Teleport and by Destiny Gate. And that's all they were looking for. They finally make it happen. They force the fight, and they win the series.
That's going to be the Nexus going down. It was a 2-1 victory, but it still went in favor of Afrika. It would have preferred a 2-0.